Patrick, welcome to Stanford, and we've got a few questions for you today. First, can you tell us a little bit about your hometown of Avon, Indiana?
Yeah, Avon is it's a suburb of Indianapolis. It's not quite the farm town that many people might think it is. It's just a nice suburb of Indianapolis. I get to the city a lot, and so it's different from Palo Alto. Obviously, I'm a long way from home, but it's not too bad.
So congratulations on your Walker Cup selection. You were the 9th Stanford golfer to be selected, and I wondered what stood out most about your experience in Scotland.
Yeah, obviously the Walker Cup is one of the biggest honors you can receive as an amateur golfer, so to be selected for that team was definitely a great experience for me. And one thing that stood out is just it's just such a different game when you add 8,000 spectators, and it was really good for me to kind of get a taste of golf at that level. It's something that I had never experienced, and I hope that I'll get a chance to experience it a lot in the future.
What was the weather like?
It was very windy and very cold and rainy at times, and it was wind that I had never played in before. So I think those guys over there knew how to play in the conditions a lot better than we did, and I think that kind of attributes to the result.
As I recall, in your first match, you started off with a very hot streak of birdies. Is that right?
Yeah,
do you recall that?
I birdied my first 5 holes of the Walker Cup.
Unbelievable.
So I was pretty amped up.
You must have been flying high. So congratulations also for winning your first college event, both as a team and as an individual at Olympia Fields. And I wondered, how did winning as a team compare with winning as an individual?
Well, I was able to experience that a little bit in high school. I won the state championship as a team my sophomore year of high school, and then I won it the next year as an individual. And I can tell you, it's so much better to win things as a team and be able to celebrate with your teammates. So to win it as a team is something really special, and I think our goal this year as a team is to win the national championship, and we have a good enough team to do that. And so to get the year started off like that is a great way to start for sure.
Any surprises in your first week on campus here?
It's a little different being away from home. Obviously, I thought I would just breeze right in and everything would be normal. Miss my parents a little bit, but it's been a really great adjustment and a really great process, and I'm excited about my future here.
How's your dorm and your dorm room and your roommate?
It's all been good so far. I haven't spent much time there. I've been so excited over the last couple of years to use this facility. I can't get me off of it. So, but it's been good, and definitely just trying to get adjusted to life here at Stanford.
Now you've just started classes. Is there any class in particular you're looking forward to, or you're a little worried about?
I'm really interested in my psychology class. I think it's going to be I'm going to be able to learn a lot, and I think just having that perspective on the mind will be helpful for me down the road.
So what was your favorite sport growing up besides golf?
Basketball for sure. Indiana is a big basketball state. You kind of have to play basketball being from Indiana, and so back when I was first grade through 6th grade, I wanted to be in the NBA, and then when I didn't grow in 7th grade through freshman year, I knew that it wasn't for me, and golf kind of took over. But I love golf, but basketball was my first passion.
Any hobbies or interests that stand out outside of golf?
I love playing other sports and watching other sports. I'm a really sports-minded kid, and coach is making me nervous over here pulling up the cart. But I'm a big fan of all kinds of sports, and so I'd love to get out here to some of the games here at Stanford.
Now, who introduced you to golf, and at what age?
It was probably my dad. He had a club in my hand from a very early age. I'll never forget. I was 10 years old, and me and my buddy said that we were going to play golf every day during the summer. And so that summer kind of kicked me off with wanting to get better at golf and really dedicating myself to it.
Now, how old were you when you first broke 70? Do you remember?
Well, my first couple of years in golf were a struggle. I was a good athlete, but not the best golfer at the time, and maybe a little late compared to some of the other highly recruited golfers across the country. But I want to say I was maybe 14 when I broke 70 for the first time. So just try to keep breaking 70 every time.
What's the lowest 18-hole score you've recorded?
I shot a 63 at this year's Porter Cup over the summer. And,
which you won?
Yeah, so it was a great round of golf.
So what's the best pressure round of golf you've ever played?
That's a tough question. Probably maybe a round at the U.S. Amateur. I'm trying to think of a match where I played really well. The U.S. Amateur, there's just a lot of pressure. I'd say any of my matches that I won at this year's U.S. Amateur were the best rounds of golf I've played under pressure.
Have you had any holes in one?
I have. I've had 2 hole-in-ones. I had one when I was 12 or 13 down in Florida with my dad, and then I had one in a tournament on my birthday when I was 14.
Now, who's your favorite athlete? I kind of have in mind who I think it might be, but who is your favorite athlete?
Tiger Woods. I definitely tried to model my golf game and the way I went about improving after Tiger, and he set a great example in golf. And hopefully, I was always a huge fan of him, and I'm rooting for him to get back to his form.
What's your favorite golf course?
Well,
do you have one?
So far, I played Stanford golf course one time, and I haven't made any bogeys yet. So hopefully, I'll get that streak going, keep that streak going. But I'd say something that's pretty close to my heart is my home course in Indianapolis. It's the Country Club of Indianapolis, and there's the people there, and they've treated me so well, and it's just kind of where I grew up playing, and so that's really, really special for me.
What's the toughest golf course you've played?
I would say that Chambers Bay for last year's U.S. Amateur was the toughest golf course
I played the course. Wonderful course.
Just the setup they added in, it was so firm and fast, and it was just really tough.
How would you describe your golf game?
I would say that I'm a really consistent player. I take pride in the way that I analyze my past results and the way I prepare for future tournaments, and so I feel like that helps me to be a really consistent player.
Now, lastly, can you tell us something about your family that we wouldn't know?
My dad played college basketball, and so I've always kind of grown up in an athletic family, and sports are really important to me, and so that's determined kind of how I've lived my life and kind of my values. So